Welcome to the Indiana Farmer.
Hello everybody, it's the Indiana Farmer once again. I'm at a field day today, a Dairyland field day. This is the research plot we're at. Here you hit that subscribe button and push like if you like this episode.
Real quick, just kind of at a 50,000 foot level, when we talk about E3, you'll see in some of our advertising E3. Well, the E of course stands for Enlist, but the number 3, anyone know what the number 3 stands for?
3 modes of action.
Exactly. So we got tolerances in there. We got 3 modes of action, or 3 tolerances to the new 2,4-D choline, the Liberty, and the glyphosate. And what we like to advocate and kind of stress is when you kind of think through the different soybean trait technologies, this one really is, when it comes to resistant weed management, we feel it's the most powerful, the most practical or practically efficient technology that's out there. You think about like the Liberty bean or Liberty glyphosate bean, that's good too, but now you got Liberty, which is a contact herbicide. It's contact only. Okay, you don't have any systemic activity with that, and that Liberty, that has to shoulder the full load on these resistant weeds. I mean, if you miss it with that, you got no backup, right? And if you go to the new Extend Flex bean coming out, and you know what's going to be in the Extend Flex beans? Yeah. So you got dicamba, Liberty, and glyphosate. So you'll have 3 in that one as well. But even if we were to get dicamba back, you would not be able to spray dicamba and Liberty on the same pass. And the reason you can't mix the two is because Liberty is glufosinate ammonium, so it's an ammonium salt. And just like you may have learned if you guys have used Extend beans or sprayed dicamba, you can't put the AMS in with dicamba, because if you do that, you'll basically blow up the volatility of the dicamba. So you can't put the two together. Enlist again lets you do that all in one spray pass. So that's what you kind of follow through the trait options, the trait packages, the technologies that are out there. That's why Enlist we feel is kind of one of the better ones, the best one that's in the market right now. So you got Enlist 1. Enlist 1 is just straight goods 2,4-D choline. It's this new 2,4-D, which we'll chat about here in a second. That's all it is. It's a 4-pound gallon. Well, with Enlist, we're using a quart, kind of like what you've been using, a full pound of 2,4-D, and we're spraying that in season when the growing conditions are a lot more active. You think of spraying in June, early July, weeds are metabolizing fast. Everything's usually, unless you're in a dry spot, but things are usually succulent. And so you're using more 2,4-D than maybe what a lot of folks are accustomed to, and you're using it at a different time of year, so it's really good weed control. The herbicide that we have out there is Enlist Duo. It's basically a premix. This has got glyphosate in it. And there's still some folks that use that. That's if you prefer the convenience of just having one product. Okay, a couple other basics. One, I've kind of a couple of times referred to these approved tank mix partners. Those of you who've used Extend beans or sprayed the dicambas, you're probably already familiar with the requirement of that technology to go to the website, and you gotta see if what you want to put in the tank is approved as a tank mix partner. You're going to have the same thing with Enlist. You need to go to enlisttankmix.com or enlist.com, and you'll see all the approved herbicides, adjuvants, micronutrients, all the various approved tank mix partners that have been tested and have been approved. And the good news is it's a very long, extensive list. Is spray coverage. We really want to emphasize good spray coverage, and this storyboard here kind of does a decent job of quickly telling the story. We used to, back before Extend beans, we had a lot of flat fan nozzles out there, a lot of hollow cone nozzles, things that delivered a finer droplet, and they were great for coverage, but you had more driftable fines. Then we went to these ultra coarse nozzles with these dicamba products, and so deposition was really reliable. They were good for getting the spray from the boom to the target, but coverage suffered. So with Enlist, what we want to do is we want to kind of come back to a happy medium here. And so a key thing with Enlist that we discovered this year, we really want to emphasize to over the course of the winter is use one of the approved nozzles that's on the Enlist herbicide label. 3 to 10 miles per hour is the wind speed we recommend. 10 to 15 gallons is the carrier volume we recommend. Unless you're mixing with a Liberty, you're going to be mixing an Enlist 1 and Liberty, then we'll want 15 to 20 with 20 gallons being preferred. These are also just Roundup Ready beans. Here we sprayed dicamba, Ingenia in this case. As you would expect, killed the beans stone dead. The question I want to ask though is, can you tell which way the wind was blowing? You can see it tailing off that direction. So they had a decent breeze kind of coming out of the northwest when they sprayed. And then the other thing you'll see is even upwind here, we've got a couple rows impacted. And the first back on top of that, it's sprayed. That's what this is kind of mimicking. The same set of protocols, only here we got a 0.5% contamination. So this is, you say you loaded up a 1,000-gallon sprayer with dicamba, you had a 5-gallon bucket left somewhere in that system. Booms. 5 gallons of spray in a 1,000-gallon sprayer is easy to lose, right? Then you put 995 gallons of clean water in that sprayer, and that's what this mimics. So these are Roundup beans again. This has been sprayed with Enlist herbicide. It was kind of blowing this way, so while we have a little bit of that dicamba movement from that plot hitting the back of the plot, these beans are looking fine. And so this is just a good, I guess just a good visual example of kind of the on-target properties that we talk about with the Enlist herbicides. And what that also kind of demonstrates is the fact that all beans are compatible with Enlist. And what that means is, say you got an Enlist E3 soybean field, and let's say your neighbors, all 4 sides of you, you got neighbors that got other soybeans. One guy might have Roundup beans, another guy might have non-GMO beans, another one might have Liberty beans. It doesn't really matter. The point is you got non-Enlist beans all around your Enlist field. Since all soybeans are compatible with Enlist, what that means is that as long as you spray, according to the label, the right nozzle, the right wind speed, all that good stuff we talked about, you can spray that entire field without any buffer strips, without any setbacks, even on the downwind side.
Well, I thought that was a fun video for you guys to check out the new technology in seed. There's a lot of crazy stuff coming on, a lot of new stuff coming through. Hey, thank you everybody for watching. I'm the Indiana Farmer.